But Doc, I find this quite curious. If not irresponsible, reckless, and illegal, I mean, if we look at the events leading up to 2019 and what we were told about the financial sector and what we were told about the complicity of the central bank leading up to the situation that culminated in the 2019 sector cleanup. I mean, how do we have a situation where a regulator says that it's fully aware that entities that it has licensed or entities that it has a supervisory rollover are insolvent, yet they have operating licenses, and there could be unsuspecting Ghanaians who will continue to take their monies there, apart from those who on the basis of these licenses have sent their investments there and are in distress as a result of this. Yet it is not going to step in to take any action because it does not have any devoted funds to deal with this. That sounds absurd to me.
Yeah, it's so because investors' funds are involved in these issues. And if earlier on you have revoked the licenses of all these institutions, and you recall that when the licenses were revoked, first government said they were issued a 5-year zero coupon bonds to all investors. That was done. They paid 50,000 straight or something, and then the rest were turned into 5-year zero coupon bonds. And people were going to be paid their monies in 5 years' time, no interest, but your amount was divided into 5 for you to get 1/5 every year. Then along the line, there were agitation left and right that people were suffering, and the government now came back and made and said that now they are going to pay everything. So they paid instead of the bonds. They paid everybody. So that precedent having been set, Bank of Ghana also sees that if they go and touch another firm, that the consequence will be the same, that investors would have to be paid their money. And so if I'm unable to get that financial provision down and I revoke and investors rise up against the bank, that where do we get our money? You revoke the license of ABC Limited last 2 years, last 3 years, or last 5 years. You pay them. You have revoked the licenses of these institutions. Why are you not paying us? Bank of Ghana, according to them, do not want that problem to come. And so they want the government to make financial provision before they can revoke this license. And that is a danger, because these companies, before you realize, all the assets might have even gone away. Because revocation or resolution of financial institutions, if you don't do it in time, you may not realize the assets. Before you come in, all the assets, especially the movable assets, you won't get anything. If people have vehicles and whatever, by the time you are waiting 4 or 5 years, they might have sold everything. The only thing that you may go and find sitting there, maybe some immovable assets. And even that one, before you realize, it is becoming, it's destroying, because lack of maintenance, property, which is there, and even if for 4 years, the people don't have the funds to manage the property, before you go in, you can't realize the value that you think you could have realized. So once you delay in resolving these institutions, it has its own consequences. Before you realize, then nothing is left to be even realized out of these institutions. So that's challenge. That delaying causes all these problems, but acting now also will cause me no funds to pay investors, is what the Bank of Ghana is faced with. And I think they think that the option of waiting to get government to make financial provisions before revoking is the best or the better out of the two situations.
So where are you now? I mean, shuttling between the Ministry of Finance and the central bank with thousands of people's investments locked up and not getting any cue from the regulator as to what is going to happen, not getting anything from the government that respect to the Ministry of Finance. Where are you shuttling between these two institutions? What's happening to the investments? What's happening to the people? Where are you now with this?
So far, what has happened is that we were able to put pressure on the ministry to ask the Bank of Ghana to provide data, information on the distressed or insolvent institutions, which the ministry said they needed to take a decision. After a while, after a long struggle, the ministry wrote, and then the Bank of Ghana was also delaying in submitting the report. So we informed the police we are going to march protest to the Bank of Ghana. And then that put pressure on the Bank of Ghana, governor, and the management. I personally had an engagement with the governor at an evening program and said, we are coming to your bank if you don't respond. And the governor promised that they will respond, and then they responded. So we also informed the police that we were not going to march to the Bank of Ghana because they have provided the information. And since the information was provided, the ministry, instead of working on it to take a decision, has also been giving excuses. You go today and they say the officers to work on it have traveled, have this, that, they are not there. So we gave them, we said, well, once you have this information, we would pause on our picketing and wait for you to do some work. At the last visit, they were telling us that by 28, the officers in charge of the assignment will be in, and then they will work on it. So we say, well, then we will come and meet you on the 2nd, which was Monday, and tell us exactly what you have done to get us a resolution to this issue. Monday, delegation went there and nothing has happened. The same old story, the same old story. And we believe it is just a plot to delay the resolution of this locked up investment, lock-up funds issue, which has been caused by the cleanup exercise. The financial cleanup is a result of the financial cleanup exercise. We believe the government is just delaying the resolution and pushing it on to the next government, which will take charge of the administration of this country from January, so that they are not the ones to resolve it. That is our that the situation, and what we have gone through has confirmed that is exactly what the government want to do. But we say we will still continue, regardless of whatever government is there. Once we have Bank of Ghana still there, and we have the Ministry of Finance still there, we will continue with our agitation until we get a resolution to this. We won't allow our funds to just vanish. Hard, and we have toiled for our monies. People are dying because they can't get their money for their. Can you imagine what has happened to Karma? The chair came out to say his money is locked up. A whole industrialist who have led his life well now cannot afford certain things in life, and sadly he has passed on. And many people have passed on, but because they haven't come out to say our monies are locked up, we wouldn't know they are part of the people who are suffering for lack of funds. So we'll continue to press until we get resolution to these problems.